This demo will guide you through the Infrastructure Manager user interface and the steps you need to follow to provision infrastructure. The Infrastructure Manager user interface is located in CDA. The entry point is the provisioning menu, available in the navigator. Infrastructure Manager works with Terraform templates, in which the infrastructure is described using a high-level configuration syntax. Terraform exposes a wide range of providers, enabling the creation of various resources in different systems. You must connect the Infrastructure Manager to a Git repository, where you store your Terraform templates. For the purpose of this demo, we will connect to a public GitHub repository called Terraform. To do so, we open the Templates page and use the Add Git Repository functionality. In the dialog, we select the connection type and enter the repository name, connection URL and repository branch. This must be the branch where the templates are stored. If your repository requires authentication, credentials must be provided too. After the required information is entered, the Add Repository action will create an object, which represents this repository in the Infrastructure Manager. Next, the Infrastructure Manager connects to the repository and prepares it to be used for provisioning. Once it is ready, you can see the templates listed in the Templates page. You can view the existing repositories or add another one via the Repositories page. Before proceeding to provision the infrastructure, you need to create an infrastructure provider. This object stores the Terraform provider credentials, used by Terraform to authenticate with the provider, in order to create the infrastructure. To create an infrastructure provider, open the Infrastructure Providers page and click the Add button. In the dialog, specify a name for the infrastructure provider and select a type. In the next step, you specify the provider credentials information. Once the infrastructure provider has been created, you can proceed to create the infrastructure. In the Templates page, select a template from the list, and then click on the Provision Infrastructure menu. This opens a dialog where you enter the infrastructure name, and select an infrastructure provider. The backend provider, that is, the executing backend, is set to Terraform. Currently this is the only supported option. In the next step, you can override the values of the variables defined in your template. Then, you can select the provision option, which will trigger a Terraform execution. You can track its progress in the monitoring view under the Provisioning Executions section. To see the Terraform output, double-click the execution. The execution end status can be either error or completed. Error indicates that the Terraform execution has completed with errors. The completed status indicates that the execution has finished successfully and all resources have been created. The newly created infrastructure can be seen in the respective cloud provider, in this case Google Cloud. Now, you can create your next infrastructure.